aggregator. In April of this year, Sony bought the entire company. So I'm doing digital distribution. I went to France the 1st of June to the MADEM conference. That was my 21st year there, working on an international basis. And what I saw was the business is changing again. Mm-hmm. And it's going direct to consumer, and you don't need these entities collecting your money. So I spoke to a fellow named Charlie Ann, who I knew for many years. He used to have a record store in Los Angeles called Funky Town. Mm-hmm. And he now owns K Digital, which is one of the largest, it is the largest Korean and one of the largest Asian-based distribution networks. And so he and I have worked out a partnership arrangement. That works good, so I'm doing that. Mobile this year has changed to the point that I was told by Charlie that out of the digital downloads, 67% were mobile ring-back tones, which basically was up to 30 seconds of a person's song being played back. Over 50% was in South Africa. Almost 70% was in Brazil. And then, lo and behold, Universal Music comes out with their report last quarter, and their report says that for the first time in history, streaming music outsold digital downloads. Mm-hmm. To me, it just makes sense. I got to make sure that all my clients can stream and get paid.
Yeah.
So I set those kind of deals up. On the payment end, I went to the clearinghouse, which is PRS, Performing Rights Society, in the UK, and cut a deal. After several years, we finally cut a deal where we're partners now. And my people can get their money direct from the Europeans without having to go through BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, and their other entities. Mm-hmm. Most folks think there are only 3 Performing Rights Society, when in reality there are over 400.
Wow.
Each country, it makes sense when you think about it, each country has a collection society so they can grab money and taxes. Every country. Some countries have 3 and 4, like South Africa. They have organizations fighting against each other for the same money. But if you're in the U.S., you sign to an agency here, then you got to go from that agency to the national agency, from there to the clearinghouse, from the clearinghouse to the individual countries. And the money comes back the same way. Example, if you're in Japan, JazzRack is their company. JazzRack collects. They send the money to the International Clearinghouse, which is PRS. PRS sends it to the National ASCAP company or BMI company. They send it to the local company, and then you get your check after that.
And everybody got a piece in
everybody that touch it get a piece. Yeah.
And now you're trying to set it up to where...
Now I'm set up as a foreign distributor. So Gimel can pay me direct. When Gimel gets their money, it goes one place and then back to the clients.
And so then the artist keeps more.
They get a bigger percentage. Plus, we now have direct contact where we can market and promote better. If I know that you're going to, Dan the Man is going to go to Tokyo on a tour, we can now talk to our Tokyo partners and have something prepared for you when you get there. And when you leave, we now know we can sell and collect when you leave.
Nice. And it keeps evolving.
It keeps evolving.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, well, where are we going next? So I said, the only thing I can see is we're going to start beaming music into people's heads.
I think that already happens when a song is stuck in your head and you can't get it out, you can't forget it. That's it. That's happening.
I think there's going to be a microchip or something attached to your auditory channels, and you can pick and choose what you want to hear when you want to hear it. I think it's coming with that.
So I think that kind of explains a little bit about the whole Spotify and Pandora and, you know, Apple Music now, because it just launched a couple of days ago, and how they try to lock in artists in the music industry is never going to be the same as it once was.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's ever going. It's never going back. I started an article this morning because I was on a conference call Sunday night, and on that call, people says, "We're going to make R&B. We're going to bring R&B back. We're going to bring real R&B back." And to me, folks saying that are just like folks talking about, "I'm going down to the graveyard and I'm going to bring these bodies back," because it's never coming back. It has to become something new. There's nothing in history that shows me that it came back. Nothing. Books, they change them. What they wrote in 1805, that same story, has been changed when it hits 2015. So I don't see anything happening like that. The sounds have changed. The instruments have changed. It's impossible to do.
Yeah. And I think the music industry will never be the same, partly because technology is so accessible now. It's like you explained earlier, the artists had to pay engineers, had to pay studio time, had to pay for manufacturing, and all those things before they can even have a product out the door at the record store. You know, nowadays, people have computers, laptops, software. They can make beats on their devices, iPads, iPhones, etc. So it's so accessible now that, and they can distribute themselves online, sign up, and then next thing you know, just get the music out there. Even though that's how I see a lot of music that's free on SoundCloud, on various other services. But because it is so accessible, the technology, it's kind of hard to keep it all under wraps and keep people out from saying that they're going to do music. You know?
Yeah, I don't think I want to. I want more people to do music. And I want them to sample and use my stuff as much as possible. Because I found a way to monetize what my clients do. So SoundCloud plays, they get money. YouTube plays, they get money. Spotify, Pandora, Facebook, I don't care. They get money whenever their product is played. There's even a system now in place over mobile systems, mobile phone carriers, where you get two monies if your video is played on a cell phone. There's video money and there's audio money. It's the stories they're not talking about in this country, or they're being not talked about so that the majority of people can win. We unfortunately still have an entire community, and I'm talking pop, rock, electro, dance, gospel, Christian, country, folk, Americana, hip hop. The whole market still wants to have somebody give them a deal. They're making a record so they can go get a deal. And the deals are not there. If you don't know someone that knows someone, there is no deal. If you are selling enough records where a record label is looking at you to give you a deal, you don't need it. You don't need it. What they're going to do is give you a quick infusion of cash and take everything else, and then determine when your music is going to come, when it's not going to come. This morning, I read, Prince has taken all his music off the internet.
Mm-hmm.
The only company with it is Tidal. The only company with it is Tidal. Because now they're paying 70% back to the artists.
So if he's going to make a deal, he wants 70%.
It's his deal. I'm not mad at him. He quit the record labels. He told them they had them in slave mentality, slave contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to Janet Jackson. 24% was the biggest in history.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it got as high as 30, and that was Madonna, and it's never gotten any higher than that, ever.
Mm-hmm.
70% of the money is mine, and I made the music.
Right.
That's a good thing.
And so if these artists nowadays, if they were just to focus on how to monetize all the access that they have online, then it's the same or better than a record deal ever could be.
So I told you I went to Madame, and I went with that concept in mind when I went to France to meet, because there were over 60 different countries there and 4,000 people. All business people trying to do business. So I had in my mind that very concept is that today's music industry has changed to the point where it has to be customized per artist, per project, per company. Customized marketing, customized promotion, and customized revenue streams. Folks don't think about customizing their revenue streams.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
One song can make money so many different ways. It can be in a television commercial. It could be in a web episode. Mm-hmm. It could be on a mobile phone as a ringtone or ringback. It could be in a PowerPoint presentation for a corporation. All of these bring back money. We already talked about Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, all of those guys. So today's artist needs to not only look at how they're going to market and promote, but why they're going to market and promote. What's going to bring back that revenue to them.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And that's why we need the music specialist, Allen Johnston.
Hire me today, www.asha.com. That's asha.com. Easy to reach.
Yeah.
You can Google the music specialist, and I come up in the top 3 every time. I believe in search engine optimization. I believe in open accounting, so that all books are open. That's something new that most companies don't ever want you to know. And that's how much your song is being charged for at iTunes, and how much is iTunes sending back before the money gets there. That's a good answer, good question, if it's your music.
Yeah. Very cool. If there was one piece of advice that you give to artists today, up and coming, established, it doesn't matter who, what is one thing you would like them to keep in mind when they are jumping into the treacherous world of the music industry?
Treacherous. Plan your work, then work your plan. Most folks say, we just gonna put it out. And that's the most ignorant thing you can ever do. Because while you're just putting it out, you're not planning on making revenue.
Send us feedback to dtm@artistking.org and subscribe to the Artist King podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, or ArtistKingArchive.com. This has been your Artist King podcast, and I am DTM of DeltaTangoMike.com, telling you to get out and learn so you can earn. Let go of the starving artist title and move into the thriving artist art life. See you next week.